So, hi all, my name is Abzal and I'm a third year PhD student at Odin Institute. I have been using LaTeX for 6 years and it has never disappointed me. And that's why I wanted to share this wisdom. And welcome to this lecture on Introduction to LaTeX. Today, we'll be talking about very basic commands, very niche things to LaTeX, so that at the end of it, you'll be more confident and you'll go back home and you'll try to do something in LaTeX environment. But then you'll just come and you'll ask, what is LaTeX? The definition of LaTeX is that it is a high quality typesetting system. Okay. Germans pronounce it as LaTeX, and Englishmen English people, just be gender neutral, they pronounce it as LaTeX. LaTeX. It's not latex, the rubber. So it's whatever you want to call it. It is that. So I pronounce it LaTeX. You can pronounce it LaTeX. Okay. So it's a high quality typesetting system. You can make a lot of very fancy things using LaTeX. You can make a poster. So all of these are the examples which I've worked on. So just giving you an example of what you can make using LaTeX. So you can make a conference poster. You can make a presentation. Okay. You can make assignments, reports, thesis, proposals, research papers, or you can just make a CV. I used a meme face, but let's move on. Okay. So how does it work? Firstly, you write your document in plain text. You can just, you can actually make a text file and then, do some things, but all you're supposed to do is just write the plain text with some commands that describe the structure and the meaning. Okay. The LaTeX program processes your text and it commands to produce some beautifully formatted document. Good thing is you don't have to do much. Like in Word, I sometimes get angry because Word does things that I don't like sometimes. Okay. And Word doesn't have an inherent consistency. So if you want some consistency within your document, or if you want to, do not worry about putting references or citations or figure numbers in your, every time you change a figure, you have to change the numbers. So if you are fed up of that, you're the ideal candidate to learn LaTeX or at least switch to LaTeX. Okay. Initially, it will be really hard. Okay. Trust me, it might take some time to get used to the commands. But if you follow these steps, these are exact steps that I followed, and it led me to just use it in my daily life. Now I do math derivations directly on LaTeX. Sometimes I don't like to do repetitive stuff, to be very honest, and that's why my math is bad. So LaTeX helps me by just copy pasting the commands, and then you can do derivations in real time on LaTeX. So in that sense, it's a very handy thing to have. Okay. Last thing is, you have to keep a cheat sheet, a LaTeX cheat sheet handy. Okay. Just print it out, post it somewhere. No need to write the link of this. I will share this presentation, this PDF file after this lecture or workshop, but just download and print out and paste this wherever you sit, so that whenever you type, you just look at that and it's all about the lingo. It's all about the syntax. Okay. So just keep a cheat sheet handy. This is a LaTeX cheat sheet. There can be other things such as symbols. For symbols also, it's very straightforward. Okay. We'll talk about that in a moment. So now I want to talk about things that we will do today. Everything will be done by you as well as I. First, I will be, showing you. First, I'll be showing you that on a slide. Then I will be, doing a live demo, and then I'll wait for you to finish that part. And once we're done, I'll give you some time, say 3 or 4 minutes. If you're not able to do that in that particular amount of time, then we will move on. Okay. So that's that. Okay. First thing is to set up an account on Overleaf. Okay. Why am I focusing more on Overleaf? I think Overleaf provides a very nice environment. Okay, you can do Text Studio or all that fancy editors, which have a good, the plus point for that is you don't need an internet. For Overleaf, you need to have an internet. Okay, I hope, we have good internet connectivity most of the times, but when you're flying, then I know it fails, but it rarely happens. Okay.
Afsal, can I jump in for a second?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so
Evan.
maybe to clarify for people who don't know, so LaTeX is a coding language, a very simple coding language, but a coding language nonetheless. And just like with MATLAB or Python or Java or other coding languages that you may be familiar with, there's different ways, coding environments that you can code in. And Overleaf is one such coding environment for LaTeX. Overleaf is online. So you have an online account. You don't have to download any software or anything like that. So it has that advantage. And it enables collaboration. So that's just a little background for those of you who aren't familiar.
Exactly. Thank you, Evan. I think that collaboration part is very important because sometimes there are multiple people working on a similar project or paper, then you would want to, do things in real time. And Overleaf allows you to do that. Okay. And yeah, Overleaf has not disappointed me as of now. Okay. So I hope it doesn't do that to you as well. But in case if it does, feel free to contact me. Okay. So yeah, first set up an account on Overleaf. Then we will import a LaTeX template file. I want to show you how you can import, random LaTeX file. I'll ask you for a recommendation for a template file, and then we will import it, and then we will try to use that later on. Thank you, Shreyas. Yeah, feel free to have your questions, thoughts, comments in the chat, so that we learn from all the memes, and you guys are still not sleeping. You have to look at every place. Okay, so then we will talk about a basic LaTeX file. How does, what are main constituents of a LaTeX code, which Evan has just mentioned. Good thing is you almost never have to start from scratch. You always have a template for everything. So the idea for today's lecture is to build on top of a template. Okay, don't do things from the scratch. It's very, I think it's just rebuilding the wheel. Rather than rebuilding the wheel, just use the wheel and just travel. Okay, so we'll understand a basic LaTeX file, then we'll go through some very basic commands such as sections, subsections, blah blah blah. We'll talk about that when we get to that part. Next is referencing, because that's quite I would say difficult for the first time, but once you get used to it, it gets easier. Okay. Last thing is resolving the issues, because since it is a code, it can have some problems, and how to deal with those problems, how to resolve your issues. For that, I think we need to definitely look at that part. Okay, so let's get started. First, let's set up an account on Overleaf. So what you're supposed to do is go to www.overleaf.com, click on register, fill in your basics, and then we are done. Okay, and for that, I would like to give you, say, first of all, I want to ask, like, who hasn't made an Overleaf account as of now, so that if someone has, if someone has not made, then we can wait. Otherwise, we'll move on. But I would like to wait. Yeah, is there anyone who has not made an account on Overleaf? Just you can use the raise hand option if that is working for you. So looks like everyone has. Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I was going to say awesome. Looks like y'all have all done it.
Oh, you all, yeah. If no one, seriously, I will be asking you to do stuff. So if you haven't, don't feel shy. Okay, let me show you if you have not made one. So because I want you to, at the end of it, you will be doing stuff. Okay, it's a lecture, but it's a lecture. It's an interactive lecture where you will be doing stuff. So just click on register, fill in your details, and register, and then confirm. And yeah, if someone has any issues, please let me know. It would be nice to resolve them at this stage. Where is the presentation? Just a second. Here. So you all have made the account, Andy or Tien? Okay, yeah, Andy has made. Anyone else who hasn't made the account? Wow, looks like you guys are fast. Cool. So I think we can move on. What do you say, Evan? Okay, cool. You have an account too, right?
Yes, I have an
Okay.
account.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's start with importing a LaTeX template file. So this is what you look at once you log in into your account. Is this what you see? Can you all log in into your account?
That's what I see also. Hopefully,
Okay,
yeah, against
perfect. Okay, perfect. How about others? Those who do not see, please speak up. I hope I'm not showing something which is not supposed to be shown. But perks of sharing screen. Anyways, is there anyone?
Documents with your social
Yes.
security
So,
number and
oh no,
father's
no, no.
maiden name, it'd be great to see that also.
Okay, probably. I'll yeah. Okay, so tell me what kind of template you want to be imported. Like, do you want a paper, say a research paper, or do you want a project? What do you want to import? Just give me some suggestions. Or you can type it in the chat box if you're shy to speak up.
How about a research paper?
Research paper. Okay, got it. Slides is tough, so I would not want to do slides today, but you can do slides as well. Okay, there's not an issue. It's a separate package called Beamer. Okay, but let's stick to articles today, because generally what people learn is you'll do all the things will be the same between articles and slides, but slides get little complicated because you import another package called Beamer. Okay, so good idea, Minsu, but we have to stick to papers. How about Minsu? How about you suggest a journal? Just suggest your favorite journal for for a paper. How about that? Nate, oh, nice. You're fancy. I like that. Cool. So let's see. Let's search for Nature's nature geoscience. I mean, I'm a geoscience person. So Nature geoscience LaTeX template. Oh, what? Okay. So that's what I searched. I will share this link in the chat so that you can download you can download it. But let's see. LaTeX. Submit a what? Writing a journal manuscript. Okay. How about that? Preparations. Journal template. Yes. Okay. Oh, that's Nature. How about, let's see, geoscience template. I mean, there are other ways to go to that part, but I want to, okay, use this template. The best place to download the template is the website of that journal. Okay, if you're writing a paper, do not download it from anywhere else. Just try to download it from the website, or even Overleaf is fine. But I do not want to use Overleaf because it's very easy. I want you to see that you can download a zip file and then how to upload that. Okay, so for example, I just do not do that. Okay, let's see, Nature geoscience template. I shouldn't be doing that, but for the sake, okay, why is it hard? I think Nature was.
I'm pulling one up right now. I can send it your way.
Okay. Okay. How about we all search Nature LaTeX template?
So I'm just going to throw it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Evan.
Then you can go ahead and just download the zip folder. And
sweet. Okay, so you all can just go ahead and download that template file. Okay, I want to show you the tough way, and then I'll show you the easy way. Okay, so so it has downloaded the journal template. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, now you are supposed to just download the journal template, and then go to the Overleaf, just look at it for a second, just go to Overleaf and click new project. Okay. In new project, you have to select upload project and just drag and drop or just select the file. Okay. Drag and drop, easy and simple and nice. Okay. And now, what are you looking at? You are looking at an example screen of Overleaf environment. Okay, there are multiple things that we'll unpack in a moment. But how about you all import the file first, and then we talk about the environment. Just go ahead and upload the thing so that so that we are on the same page. Just post a thumbs up when you're done, so that I know, okay. Minsu is done. How about others? Okay. Andy. Tian, did you get it? Let me know if you're having any problem. Just feel free to chime in and speak up. Okay, is there anyone who has not done it yet? I think this is the easy part. Okay, I need to randomly pick people so that, they speak up, because right now they're not. Okay, Nyla got it. Okay, sure.
It's working for me too, Afzal.
Okay, sweet, Ben. Thank you.
I'm also good.
You're also good. Sweet. Okay. Eleni also got it. And I feel like people are getting it. Kejia, sorry. Did you get it? Adrian got it. Okay. Minsu already got it. Nyla. Sarah, did you get it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay. Sweet. Anyone left as of now? Because this is, this is the basic part. We have to build on top of it. So I want everyone to have it working. Okay. Otherwise, rest of the lecture is just a waste. It'll be just a passive learning. I want it to be active learning. So that's why I'm focusing more on this. Okay, so as of now, who hasn't got it as of now? How about you unmute yourself and speak up? Okay, interesting. Looks like everyone got it, right? Okay, so since no one is speaking up, let's move forward because we have to finish things. Okay, so yeah, so what we did was we downloaded a LaTeX file thanks to Evan. We found one, okay, otherwise it would be embarrassing. And then we logged in our Overleaf account. We clicked on new project, and then we clicked on upload project. We dragged and dropped, and now we're done. Okay, so let me show you another way to get back to the main directory of your LaTeX, or sorry, of your Overleaf environment, the main directory. You have to click that upper arrow. Okay, you can also click new project, and then you can click on example project, or you can click on academic journal, book, formal letter, homework, poster, blah, blah, blah. And there should be presentation as no. Oh yeah, there should be presentation as well. So you can go to academic journal, or you can, if you want to make an assignment, just go to a new project, homework assignment. Okay, then it'll show you what kind of title you want, whatever it looks fancy. You can just click on it and you should be good. Okay, you can just click on any of that and you should be good. So you know how to upload a zip file or project or template. You also know how to do this new project way, okay? But for the time being, let's just click on this example, not example, but blank project, whatever. So let's do example project, or yeah, let's just do example project. Okay, you know how to import a file, but now go back and click on new project, and then click on blank project and just name it something, say test, okay, and then create. I do not want you to be overwhelmed with number of files. So let's just start basic, okay? So this is what I look at. Can you all do this? And I will be I'll keep talking, but just when you're done, just do yes. And if you're not, if you're facing issues, just do no, so that I know that you're working at the same time. Okay. So yeah, so I just, at this moment, we have just made one new document, and it is a blank document. So there is nothing much in it. It's just the document name is test, and you can see that here as well. Okay. So let's go to the LaTeX screen and move one step further. Okay. Once we had this example file, okay, in the example file, you see a number of things. And I want you to look at how or what a basic LaTeX file is with a very small or very basic example. That's what you get when you when you upload or when you start with a blank project. Okay, so LaTeX article or LaTeX file starts with ends with .tex, T-E-X. Okay, and it's basically a text file. So you can see it's like a code, but it's very easy to understand if you go through it. Okay, document class tells you what kind of document it's going to be. It can be article, it can be a presentation. So for that, you have to use Beamer. Okay, it just defines how your thing should look like. And fun fact, if you write a paper for Nature, and if you change this document class to just you have to change from, say, IEEE to Nature. So if you just change this part, everything in the article is arranged by itself. So you do not have to do anything except changing just a very small thing. So it's very easy to format things from one journal to another journal. Okay, and in the article, so the body is the one which is in the begin document and end document. So this is the body of the document, and this is called the preamble. So whatever is below the document class and before the begin document is called the preamble. In preamble, you upload or you mention title, authors, blah blah blah, and sometimes you have to use something fancy in your documents, right? You want to use some fancy colors, you want to use some awesome fonts. For that, you have to use some packages, and the command for that is use package, and we will talk about commands in the next few slides. But the basic article looks like this, where it has some document class, and after that it's the preamble of the document, and then the actual document is enclosed between these two statements: begin document, /begin document, and /end document, and whatever is enclosed within that is the body of the document. Okay, and now we go back to our thing. Let me know if you have any issues in looking at the screen. I find it hard to look at small fonts, so I have increased the screen size. Okay, so this is what you look at when you upload your example. Is there anyone who is not looking at a similar screen in their respective browsers? Is there someone who is not who failed to upload an example document, or who is not able to? Just speak up. It's not a problem. Okay, no one's gonna scold you for that. It's all.
You're doing such a good job. I think everybody's on. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it as a compliment, or maybe they're not learning it all. But okay, so I want you to I want to explain each, not most of it I will explain, but not all of it, because some of it is kind of useless and you won't be using that. Okay, so this is the window. This is the command window where the action happens, and this is the output window, which shows you the output PDF. Okay, so you can call it text test ABC, and for looking at the compiled PDF to do the compilation. Compilation means you are putting these commands to action, and for that you just click recompile. Okay, and then you'll see that title has changed to title ABC, author, blah blah blah, date, whatever. Okay, so you can see how whatever you write is immediately translated. Interestingly, you can do a lot of things, which I'll get into in a moment. And let's start with this. I have already told you about this arrow, which goes back to the main directory. This overleaf symbol is actually, it shows you a lot of things. For example, you want to download the source file, or you want to download the PDF file, you want to copy the project, or you want to just look at the word count. Okay, and all those Git users, if you use Git, of course, then you might be using, there's a high probability that you'll be using Overleaf. But if you want to store, or if you want to make a version control, or if you want to make a backup of it, you can connect it with GitHub. Okay, no need. It works fine without that, but you have to be careful that you don't delete the text, because it's hard to recover. Okay, and there's a different sort of compiler. Don't go into that. But the idea is you should know where things are. Okay, so no need to worry about that. Okay, and on the left you can see that this is the source file. This is the source file. You can also see the rich text file if you like, fancy Times New Roman kind of stuff. So you see, you see much fancier way of you see much fancier file. But I suggest you look at the source, because some of the things are not accessible in the rich text format. Okay, so just look at the source file. So as you can see, the document class is article here. They have already used some use package, which I think is important to look things this way. But you can get rid of it. You can import your stuff unless it shows an error. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So here you can see the file tree in Overleaf. You can see the file tree. When you click on this arrow, you can reduce its size if you want, more screen for this portion. Okay, and you can see that this file is called main.tex. So it's a .tex file. It's a text file. You can open it in Word or Notepad when you download it as a zip file. Okay, and now if you want to make a new file, you can make a new file, whatever, you can add as many files as you want. So you can make a new file here. Okay, and if you want to make a new folder, say figures, if you have multiple figures and you do not want to, just make things clumsy, so you can make a figure folder. You can make any number of folders as you want. And now if you want to, you can rename the folder, you can delete the folder. It's very handy. And if you want to upload something to this folder, you have to first click on this folder and then click upload. And then you have to just drag something from your computer. Okay, you can just select some file from your computer. It should not be, so say something like this. I want to upload this file, so I just click open, and now this file is in here. Okay, this file is in there. So it's in the repository, but it's not in the code. Okay, so it's not in the code. So unless you make a figure and refer to that file in the code, it doesn't do shit. Okay, sorry, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, it doesn't do anything. So we are good with this. We are good with this window, right? This is the file tree window. I mean, don't quote me on the names of these files. That's what I'd like to call them. Okay, no one is going to test you for LaTeX skills. I hope you don't take a class with LaTeX and prove me wrong. But okay, so this is the command window. We already talked about it, right? Now this is the compilation window. Okay, here you see the output PDF of whatever you're. Okay, someone texted. What do you do to make the settings pop up? Like, oh, what did I do? I just click on this overleaf symbol. Click on this overleaf symbol, and then you can see all of this. You can see the GitHub, Git, Dropbox, and whatnot. Okay, just click on this symbol, this overleaf symbol. Okay, cool. No worries. Thanks for asking. So now we are in this compilation window, and here if you click recompile, it just recompiles whatever is in the text format to code. Sorry, to PDF. So this is a PDF. If you want to download this PDF, just click on this download PDF. So if you click on this download PDF, it directly downloads this PDF, which is ready to go. If you click on the PDF, you have that. Okay, and that's the beauty, because when I was applying for grad schools, I made a document with Word. Okay, and I used some icons in my Word file, and when I converted that Word file to PDF, those things were actually pixelated, and I was so angry for Word. So the idea was to buy Word. So for that one CV, I actually bought Word so that my symbols don't get pixelated. And I was just dumb enough to not use LaTeX to make a CV. So you will not face any pixelation problem with LaTeX or with Overleaf. Okay, so let's see what this drop-down menu says. If you want to compile, if you want to auto-compile, just click on. Okay, and sometimes what happens is you have a very heavy PDF. You're writing your thesis. It has more than say 10 or 20 figures, and it's say 100 pages or more than 100 pages that you do not want to compile every time and then take that long. There's another way where to skip all the figures and all the heavy things, videos. Interestingly, LaTeX helps you add videos. I add videos to my presentation using LaTeX. So having videos in PDF is possible through LaTeX. Okay, I will not go into that because that's it's an introductory class. Okay, but yeah, if you click on this fast, it will get rid of all those heavy things, all those pictures, images, and it will compile very, very fast. Okay, so that's the fast mode. You do it when you have when it is taking a lot of time to recompile. Okay, sometimes you get errors. We'll talk about that when you'll get errors. In that particular case, you may want to don't check syntax, but I suggest you do check syntax because at the end of the day, you should not have a lot of errors, and hopefully you will not, because it guides you a lot along the way. So this is logs and output file icon. Okay, if you click on this, it will tell you how many errors, how many issues are there in the thing. So for example, I'm just writing some very random thing. This is not a command, but it starts with a backslash, and it's not a command. It's just something I wrote, and I want to see what happens to this. Okay, now as you can see that it shows that it's 1 now. Earlier there was nothing, but now there is a 1 on top, which means that there is an issue. And what is that issue? Although you can eyeball it, there's a cross because it's an undefined control sequence. It's not a defined symbol or command. So it's wrong, but let's look into what it says. It says that there is some issue because of this command. So it says that there's some issue. I will talk about resolving issues, but this is the pain for logs and outputs, and you really want to look at it when you are typing things. Don't worry too much about it. You can get rid of your errors, but don't let them grow a lot. Otherwise, you have to get rid of them one by one. So if I delete it, what happens? It goes back to it's there's nothing now. So yeah, this is the download PDF. We already talked about it, and what? Just a second. There is what? Sometimes a lot of people work on this Overleaf document at the same time, and for that purpose, once you're done with your assignment or something, and you want your advisor to have a look at your Overleaf, you have this pane, or you have this you have this idea or tool to track changes. If you click on track changes, you can click on everyone, and then whatever I write, it says you added this to the thing. right? It can get annoying. So I want you to do it when you're in the reviewing stage of your article or your presentation and multiple people are doing it, or even you are doing it, just so that you know what changes have you made after you crossed a milestone or you finished a thing, in the reviewing stages. So that's that, but we do not want to make our lives difficult. So let's stop this and stop it as well. I hope it should not bother me. Okay, yeah, it should not bother me. Okay, so that's that. If you want to share with, if you want to make collaborators, just type in their name and they'll get the thing, and you can change it from, if you want it to be only read only. So in that sense, just click on it and write the emails and click share, or just can edit and click share. It will be shared with that particular person. Okay. And I think this was, yeah, if you're, you have to recompile it. But if you're writing a paper and you want to submit it to a journal, some journals allow you to just directly submit it. But this is an introductory class, so let's not go into that. I feel like I'm left behind. But yeah, you can actually, oh, interesting. They added something new to this version. You can actually go back to the history, and I hope, I think that you cannot go back to a lot. I have not used this tool that much, but looks like they do some sort of version control by keeping the history of what you do. So that's nice. And those who use Git, I think it will be easier. And if you want to chat with someone, if you like your collaborator, you can just send them a text. No one will spot. Okay, so that's like the basic of LaTeX file and the basic of Overleaf. Any questions as of now? No questions? Nothing? Okay. So if no questions, let's move on to some basic commands. Okay. Is there anyone who has not started an example project? Is there anyone who is not able to start their example project? Just speak up. There's no issues, no problem. If you are not able to make an account or start an example project. Okay, seems like all of y'all have made the example project, or not an example, it was a blank project. So let's first start with this first basic command, which is sections, subsections, because if you're writing anything, you will be having some sections and subsections, right? So this already gave away what I wanted to say, but the command is \section, as simple as that. And good thing about Overleaf is it actually suggests you, CMD means command, PKG means package. Okay, if you want to use some package, it is telling you something. Sometimes it doesn't, so don't rely too much on it. But it is showing here that okay, you are going towards this command. So even if I'm here, if I click, if I use top and bottom key, if I click enter, there's a section there, and you can just write, just write anything you want. So my test section. Okay, that's your section's name. Let's get rid of this because it was taking screen space, and yeah. So now if you click recompile, let's see what happens. Okay, now you have another section which is in bold. If you use a different template, a new section might look like something different, but it will still be a new section. Okay, so it says my test section. Now, if you're not happy with this numbering, if you do not want a section with a number, if you do not want this section numbering on top of it or before it, you can just do section star. Okay, try section star and see what happens. And tell me what happens when you do section star. Just speak up.
The section star doesn't have the number anymore.
Exactly. So that's precisely what we saw. So thank you, Andy. now it doesn't have a it doesn't have a section. Okay, now let's move on. You can write something. You can write something. This is my test section, and sometimes within the sections you might have some subsections, right? So for subsections, the command is very simple. It's / subsection. How about you go ahead and type in a subsection and just my first subsection. How about you try this and recompile it? How about others? Are others able to, follow these commands, or are you guys facing any problem? Okay, Minsu says thumbs up. Okay, I thank you. How about others? Pablo? Sarah? Okay, got it. Nyla, nice. Okay, Pablo did get it. Anyone who is not able to do that? Thanks, Eleni. Anyone who's facing any issue? No issues? Okay, perfect. Then another thing is what? Another thing is, so just type in, what do you have to do if you do not want any heading on the, or sorry, any numbering on the subsection? What do you have to do? If you follow similar approach. Okay, someone texted. Oh, nice, Nyla, that was short and crisp. That's what you're supposed to do. So just / subsection star my first subsection without a number. Okay, section without a number. Let's see what happens. Okay, so as you can see, there is no numbering. So if it's almost a thumb rule in LaTeX, if you may use a star, unless it is showing an error, you're generally getting rid of all the numbers. It happens to equations and all that, and we'll talk about that in next few slides. But one more thing I want you to mention, one more thing I want to mention is that you can actually tag these sections or subsections. And how do you do that? You do it by this. You say /label, okay? And you say section, just write some name for the label. So section 1 intro, or something like my lovely intro,
Hey, also
yeah.
just warning, you have 10 minutes left, so you might want to push through some of the rest of this stuff.
It goes until 6:30 actually. It goes 5 to 6:30. Yeah. So I mean, I'm no way on earth I'm going to finish this in 10 minutes. But okay, so yeah, so for the section, you have a label now attached with this. Okay, so this / label is good when you are writing a big piece of document and you want to refer it. Okay, and when you want to refer it somewhere in the document, so as section, to label, you use / label, and to refer it, you say /ref. Okay, and in that, it is already telling me, okay, you might be, you might want to refer to this section, right? You can copy paste it, but it's already suggesting. That's the beauty of Overleaf. It suggests you a lot of things, so you don't have to worry about every bit of detail. So let's see what happens. So as section 1 just comes by itself. If I move it to move it past, say, somewhere later, and I remove the number, of course, you have to remove the number. Then what happens to this? It says as section 2. So the number has changed by itself. You did not do anything. You just put a /ref in the text for the referencing part, and you attach the label. Okay, so you can attach the label to subsections only with a number. Without a number, it doesn't make sense, right? You haven't given it any number, any any specific number attached. So you have to have it. So you can do that with subsection as well. So you can say subsection 1. You can call it anything only, actually. So subsection 1. That's like how I like to do it, but you can be fancy. Okay. Introduction was, oh, this is, so my subsection \ref, and then you do what? Then you do just copy this, and in \ref, in the curly braces, generally things are supposed to be written in the curly braces. You cannot write comma and other subsection. You have to write it in a different \ref if you have multiple references for the sections. This doesn't apply to citing, and we'll get to the citation part soon. So don't worry about that. So my subsection 1.1, it says, right? And if you change the sequence, it just changes by itself. And this is not a luxury with Word, right? You have to worry so much in Word about every detail when you make some changes. Okay, so this is section subsections. Next is symbols. For symbols, good to have a cheat sheet. I will share this PDF, and just look into the symbols. I will, I'll just briefly show you how this cheat sheet should look like. So this is, LaTeX math symbol. It's very easy to understand. And if you have any questions, let me know. But this is, the letters, how they look like, and then math constructs upon or prime or square root, blah, 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 whatnot. Okay, and delimiters. And we'll talk about that. I'm just showing you what the cheat sheet looks like. And just wait for a while until I show you one example of this symbols. Okay, I'm sending the cheat sheet in the chat, but don't go through it. First, let's see. Let's try to use very basic symbols, say alpha or beta in the section. So there are two ways of writing symbols. Okay, if you write symbol in the main text, it will cause an error because symbols automatically mean that you are in the math mode, right? These are mathematical symbols. So for that, if there are two ways. First is to write inline, okay? And that's what I'll be doing. If you're writing in text, that is called inline. But if you're making a separate equation, that is the math mode or equation mode, okay? So if you want to write it inline, so say my favorite symbol is whatever, alpha, or you can write multiple symbols in it, alpha, beta, gamma, and it is case sensitive, to be very honest. Okay, / big gamma. So the command starts with / and the symbol is somewhat the same as how they are pronounced. That's the good thing about LaTeX. So my favorite symbol is alpha, beta, gamma, another gamma. Okay, so be careful when you write these symbols. It's better to, with time you'll get all these symbols. I think most of them are Greek letters, but some of them require sometimes to just get, omega with small o, / omega with a small o or with a big O. You see that there are different omegas. So just keep the cheat sheet handy. Okay, don't go into detail of it. We'll talk about that we'll talk about basics of it because we have limited amount of time, but it has everything that you need. Okay, so that's that, but let's keep moving. And how about you type in your symbols and let me know if you have any problem. And for that, I'll give you, say, 2 more minutes because we have to, we have a lot of commands to come across or get beyond. Any doubts for symbols or sections, subsections that you have in mind? Okay, So looks like people are getting it. Okay, someone has all good till now. Okay, Minsu, got it. How about others? You got it? Okay, great. Great. Okay, let's move on to the equations. I think first part we already did with symbols, but let's write a mathematical equation in the text. There are two ways, as I mentioned. You can write inline or you can write just separate equations. I will give you an example. Oh, some symbols look, oh, they are, you know, they are very, very fancy. And even that is a cheat sheet. The big, like you can find like 70 or 80 pages document only about the LaTeX symbols. So, you know, it's a very nice, okay, no worries, Ben. I will upload the video. Okay, so it shouldn't be a problem. If you want to follow up, you can watch the video later on. Thank you so much, John, for joining, Ben. Okay, so let's write an equation. So write backslash gamma is backslash gamma is greater than. For greater than, you can just do something like just greater than symbol, 0.5. You know, starting with a very basic inline equation. This is an inline equation, and you're supposed to not leave, you know, spaces until you want a new line to occur. Okay, there are multiple ways to make a new line. You can do backslash new line, or you can do double backslash. Both are equivalent to making a new line. Okay, so if you want new lines, you can do that, and that will make for like 2 more lines that will add. Okay, so this is kind of an inline equation. This doesn't look very fancy. So let's write something crazier, which is say partial differential equation. So backslash frac is for fractions, and backslash partial is for partial symbol. Okay, so backslash over backslash partial t. So what I'm saying is del over del backslash del over del t of say something called u plus the divergent, sorry, the nabla symbol is called backslash nabla. Okay, and let's see what it shows here. Okay, so right now it is showing in inline mode, it is showing del u over del t plus nabla. Okay, so for the dot product dot, you have to use backslash c dot. Okay, plus divergence of some flux quantity. If you want to make a flux quantity, just do control plus B or command plus B. So you'll get backslash text BF. Okay, or you can just write backslash text BF. So it is for bold font, and divergence of flux is equal to 0. Just a basic conservation law that everyone likes, I hope. So something like that. Okay, so divergence of a you know, let me make it small. Let's not confuse people, but yeah, divergence of a vector, which is a scalar, is equal to 0. This is not a math class, so why am I explaining this? Okay, no worries, Eleni. And yeah, that's that. And then if you want to write this in the equation format, you're supposed to use sometimes you might want to use package, but the basic equation is begin. Backslash begin is a very common equation. You can you know, you can have many things started from backslash equation. So here we want to use equation. Okay, here we want to use equation, and if you enter while writing equation, it will have end equation as well. And now I just write the same thing. Earlier it was inline, so I can write that write it here as well in the inline format. Okay, there is some issue because I haven't written anything inside the equation, so there are a lot of errors, and I want to avoid that. So if I just copy paste it here, and as you can see, now there is an equation and it has a number. Okay, and what do we have to do if we want to remove the number?
Star.
Exactly. So use a star. But interestingly, since this is a begin environment, the star comes here. Okay, and as you can see, it is showing some errors, and the reason is you're starting equation star and you are ending equation, so you have to make a star. to close it. And now let's see what happens. Oh, what? Okay. So / equation environment undefined. Okay. Okay. Missing. Why is it /? Okay, sure. / equation. Was it just with align star? Okay, let me try use package hyperref. I hope that's the one which resolves the problem. Otherwise, okay, it does not resolve the problem. So probably or / equation. I don't think this is a package. This
So
is a
you need
totally
AMS math.
okay. Okay, my bad. So AMS math is okay. AMS math is American Mathematical Society math. It's a package which has a lot of nice things. Okay, so
Yeah,
if you
that's one that you'll get familiar with. They have a lot of
exactly
tools, equation tools, etc.
exactly. Another
so
one is
get
AMS
now.
Sim. AMS Sim.
Yep.
So, Sim.
Yeah,
I
it should
think.
work now. Give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for
there we
it was not on top of my head because I generally use templates and they have most of them have AMS math. So thank you for that. So now you see that there is no error. But yeah, if you have error, you can just click on that and you can just copy it, post it in the Google Chrome. You'll find someone else having the same error. So you're not alone. Okay, so don't worry if you have any
just
issues.
to add to that, the LaTeX logs can be kind of difficult to read by themselves. At the very least, they'll give you an idea of where the line is that the mistake was made. But it might not always be clear what the mistake is. So there's
that is true.
trial and error there, and a lot of, as Afzal said, Googling mistakes and Googling how to do blank in LaTeX. If you guys haven't figured that out yet, that's a lot of CS in general, right? Is knowing how to Google. If you know what to Google, there's nothing you cannot do.
Exactly. Thanks, Evan, for chiming in. Okay, so next is commenting. Sometimes, there is a section or there's something that you want to write, but you do not want it to show up here. So you can say, I will write, you have to start that with ampersand symbol and say, I will write a section here on XYZ someday, just as a note for yourself when you're looking at this document. But if you recompile it, you won't see anything here because it is a comment. Okay, so it's a comment for you as the as the tech writer. Okay, so that's the commenting part. Any questions until now? Were you able to do the / equation? No issues. Okay, let's move on because we have to finish. Next is adding package, and I think Evan gave a very nice example of adding package. So here we added the use AMS math package. If we do not add it, what happens? Something bizarre will happen to this equation. Yeah, see, it is showing something very weird, and you have 6 errors. So in order to get rid of that, you have to use / use package. Okay, and then you are supposed to write, AMS fonts is, I think, AMS fonts. Sometimes you want to use some fancy fonts. So AMS fonts have some very fancy fonts. Okay, sometimes these packages could clash with each other, but that's a topic for later. Okay, let's see if we recompile what happens. Okay, it's gone. So use package is / use package is the way you are supposed to import the things. And if you want to add a table, just write add a table in LaTeX, and it will show you, like, you'll find people struggling with adding tables and someone helping them out. So they will, their comment will help you out as well. And next is itemize. So, sometimes you have these lists without any numbering. That is called, just itemizing things without numbering them. Okay, you can change the font of this itemized things, but you're not supposed to as a first pass. So the command is /begin and then write itemize. Okay, and then when you do that, when you enter, it automatically creates end itemize, and then there is this /item. Okay, so you can write first item and then second item, whatever it is, or third item, And if you recompile it, let's see what happens. So here you can see first item, second item, third item. You can change their symbols as well. Just Google it. It will be very easy to change these symbols to something that you like. Okay, as a first pass, I think these are okay as well. Okay, can you try this backslash itemize real quick and let me know if you have any problem? Okay, Sarah got it. Nice. Okay, works. Cool. So 2 people have said yes, and Pablo said yes since forever. So I hope it's for this. Okay, Andy got it as well. So let's, we have 3 people getting it. So I'm hoping that, it's working. And if not, just, feel free to chime in. Next, we move on to enumerate. So here it's just what? Here it's just the symbols. But what if you want to have actual numbers prior to these items? Okay, for that, the environment is called, or the command is called \begin. Okay, and enumerate. Okay, you want to enumerate the thing, so enumerate, and it's the same thing. It starts with \item. So first numbered item, and then I'll just copy paste it. Okay, instead of itemized, now you have. And yeah, one important thing is indentation doesn't matter. If you use Python, you are addicted to indentation, right? But indentation doesn't matter. So it can be first, second, and third. So if you recompile it, you see that you have first number item 1, 2, 3, right? You can have multiple number of items. So all I did was just changing from itemize to enumerate, right? Let's move on to the next part. Try this. I don't think it. Oh, yeah. I don't think it will be having any problem. There will be. So it's a typo. It should be enumerate. It was so similar that I forgot to change. Okay. So next is using a package. Sometimes you want fancy colors in the text. Sometimes you want to have a, you want to look back at a text and you want to remember that I made a mistake in this particular part of the text. So for that, we have to import a use package xcolor and then use \color with the color name, with a simple color name. Don't write light pink or, like the crazy colors that some people know. Don't write that. Just write blue, black, or something. And then in the next curly brace, write the text that you want to be colored with that particular color. Okay, so I'll give you an example of that, and then you will try that because it uses your use package and \color. So for that, let's see. So I do use package xcolor. Okay, that's the use package I added to my preamble before the begin document, and then now I'm in the section. This might have an error. So I may wanna look back at it. Okay, so that's my sentence, and I want to just highlight error, or not highlight, but color the text error. So for that, I am supposed to do \color. Okay, and then 2 curly braces. The first one is the color of this color thing, and I'm hoping that it should work, but let's see. Okay, so the thing is, it completely colors until the end of it. So maybe you want to enclose all of this inside another curly brace. This is just a way to bound where do you want to color it. Okay, so if we do that, you'll see that only error is now red, right? Rest everything is just black. So if you read this document again, and you'll be like, okay, sure. Oh, something is red, so maybe I want to check it out, or maybe I want to do something about it, or maybe you want your invigilator to look at it, carefully. So you can do that. And in text, if you want to make a text, bold, just select the text and do Command plus B or Control plus B. So it will do text BF, and it will be inside the curly braces. Okay, so \text BF is for bold command. And if you do that, you will see, you will see what you will see. I may want to look back at it. And if you want to make things curly, okay, not curly, but you want to italicize things, you just select the thing, and you can do Control+I or Command+I, and then you have \text IT, which is italic. So you want the text to be italic. So if I recompile it, let's see what happens. So here, if you look closely, you'll see that things have been italicized. So if you want, you can just write it by yourself, or another way is just to select it and just do Command+I or Control+I. Okay, let's move forward. Last is not last, but begin figure. Okay, you want to add figures to your document, and what's the way to do that? The way to do that is \begin. Okay, we are beginning a new command, and that's the command is figure. Nothing fancy, just do enter. Now what does it do? If you were doing some text studio kind of thing, you have to type in everything, but Overleaf is really handy in that sense. So right now, when you open this begin figure and command, in that, the subcommand is firstly \centering centers everything. Okay, it centers everything rather than going left align. It centers everything. If you do not do that, the figure will start from here. But you want the figure to be in middle. So for that, it's \centering, and include graphics is what you want to think about. And you can see that there is a caption because figures generally have a caption. If you do not want a caption, just get rid of it. And then there is a \label. Okay, it automatically has a label so that you can refer to it later on. So if you remember, we have uploaded a figure in the figures, right? You can upload a figure by clicking upload on that particular folder or in the main directory. I have already uploaded something. So all you're supposed to do is just look at its name. If name is easy, so just, you can rename it. And I know you're not able to see that, but I'm just renaming it, trust me. So all you're supposed to do is in the \include graphics, in that, just start writing its name, and it will automatically tell you which thing you're talking about. So it's a PNG image. PNG image might not pixelate, but my advice to you would be to use a vectorized image. For example, PDF or EPS or SVG is fine, but I would say PDF is your best bet. Okay, it doesn't create a lot of issues. So just whatever you're working on, save it as a PDF, because you can zoom it as much as you want and it will not pixelate rather than a JPEG. And now let's see what happens. Ooh, okay, so so \figure has what? It's an undefined control sequence because we have not included a package, and the package should be \use package graphics with an X. So graphics with an X. Okay, that's the use package for the images. Okay, for uploading an image or for adding an image. And now let's see what happens. Okay, so it goes to a next page and it looks really crazy big and just doing something bizarre. And there is a yellowish or orangish thing which is showing that it's kind of an warning. It's not an error, but it's a warning. It's not red. Okay, for that, now you want to change its width, right? So for that purpose, just make a square bracket in front of this include graphics and say, width is equal to \line width. So what you're saying is you're fixing the width of the image to the width of the line. So line might be from here to here to here. So you want to fix that width. You can do that. You can fix the height as well. But so let's see what happens if we fix the width. So now, if you look at the image, you can see that the width is now fixed. Okay, and you can also fix the height. So what if I do, you can use centimeters as well. If you like those units, this is relative to the page. So you can do width is, instead of width, you can do height, and you can do 0.25 times of line width. And then you'll see something weird happening. See, something weird happened because you're setting the absolute things. You're not keeping the aspect ratio. And if you want to keep the aspect ratio, just comma, keep aspect ratio, and it will, it will do things for you. Okay, someone has texted. I got to go. Okay, no worries, Tian. We are all, oh, what? Okay, so it made things according to the smallest dimension. So smallest dimension was 0.25 line width, and it made the figure according to that. And we do not want to happen that to happen. So let's just say line width, and whatever is biggest of them will be used, right? To respecting the aspect ratio. Okay, you can also trim this figure. I will not go into detail of it, but you can trim this figure. And for that you have to add with a comma, you have to add trim and then do some stuff. So that's your homework to find out how to trim the figure. Okay, you can just write trimming figure in LaTeX, and it will tell you what exactly you're supposed to do to trim a figure. Okay, I will not, I want to show you how to add a figure. And lastly, to add a table, because sometimes you will have tables in your work, right? So how do you do tables? There are two ways. You want to hard code it, that's okay. But sometimes, you already have a table, saying Excel sheet, you have a table. So how to import that Excel sheet? I generally do that. I never try to, hard code things in LaTeX, for at least for a table, because, it takes longer. So I will give you an example of how you can import a table in LaTeX. Okay, I think this is the last command that we'll work on. I think we have gone through the very basics. And in the last command, I want to show you what. So this is, this is something, this is a table. Okay, I merged these columns, right? I merged these columns, and you can make these centered align, or this is just an example table. Okay. And what I'll do here is, I will copy this table. I will do what? I will just copy this table. I'm hopeful that all of us have used Excel. Okay. And then there is this thing called LaTeX table generator. Okay. If you search that, the first result, LaTeX table generator, the first result, click on that result, and then it will show you some boxes. Okay. Sometimes it's not able to cover the whole thing. So you can, you can just delete, remove everything. And then you can just, do Control V, just, Control V to paste. And okay, it wants Control V to paste. So Control V. So all I did was Control C and Control V. So in real life, that works. So that's like, now you have a table in it. You can do some fancy stuff. You can make things bold. You can italicize, underline, make borders, and whatever you want to do. Okay. And all you're supposed to do is, click generate. Okay. And now it says that please add the following to your required packages to your document preamble /multi-row. So we are supposed to add that, but just copy to clipboard, and oh, what? Okay. And here we'll just paste it. So Control V. Okay. Don't worry about things in between. I have increased the size, and that's why it is causing some issues. But yeah, there are things in between. Don't worry about that. All we are supposed to do is to copy this and put this to the preamble. Preamble starts before the document, and use package multi-row, and let's see what happens. Okay, so yeah, so now you can see there is a table here, right? And these things are left aligned as they were in the actual table. So if you look at table, the table starts after tabular, okay? And this multi-column is actually the first column, which is combining all of these things. And here, C means centered aligned. So here you are saying that all the things here are center aligned. You can make them left or right aligned. If I do L instead of C, I have to use the same number. It should be same number of L's. So if I do that, it will all be left aligned. And as you can see in this, right? And if I want to make the last one center aligned, I just do C. And now it is centered aligned, the last column, okay? And you can change the numbers, blah, blah, blah. These are separated by ampersand symbol. And so these are separated by ampersand symbol. So I can, you can reduce the space, it doesn't matter, okay? What matters is the number in between. So these ands are the tabs from different boxes, okay? So that's how the LaTeX table works. And I would want you to try that. And if you have any questions, let me know. I have to finish things in 10 minutes. So let me move on to the referencing part, which is quite important if you are writing a paper or if you are, because being students, we have to give the credit where it is due. And for that purpose, we need to know how to do referencing. So for referencing, first we'll start with making a bib file, and then we'll search for citations, okay? BibTeX citation, what is BibTeX? How to find those citations? And then we will talk about adding those BibTeX citations to that bib file, .bib file, and then using them in the text, okay? And right before the doc, let's keep 4 or 5 for now. Let's not talk about them for now, okay? So right now, what I'm asking you to do is, and I would suggest you to do it, as soon as I'm done. So in the main file, so click on the main.tex. You're in the main directory. If you click on this one, you're in the folder. But click on something in the main directory, which is not a folder, and click new file. Okay, and just write the name of the file. My references .bib. So .bib is the bibliography file format, and click create. And if you do that, now you have a file which is blank, right? It's a .bib file or a bibliography file. And now, just think about something that you want to reference. Just give me an example of something that you want to reference. So if I go to Google Scholar, right, I want to cite something. I want to cite something, Newton's.
Okay, that's gonna give you
what? Sorry?
Alpha 0.
Alpha 0?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you for the suggestion. Who was the author for that?
Just you can pull up one of these papers on Alpha 0.
Okay, perfect. So I'm pretty sure you might have seen this, y'all. If you haven't, you will be using Google Scholar a lot at least in the later part of your thesis. And all you're supposed to do is, earlier you must be using this site, and then you must be, copying. You might be copying this and different formats. That's what you were doing until now, right? So BibTeX is just one more step. Instead of doing all this, copying this, I can just do BibTeX. Okay, I can click on BibTeX. So what did I do? I click on cite on the paper that I wanted to cite, and then I clicked on BibTeX, and then it is here. Okay, so this is just a simple bibliography code that you can add. So all you're supposed to do is copy this and paste it in your bibliography file. So what did I do? I copied that and I pasted it into my bibliography file. That's all I did. Okay, so that's until step 3. Okay, so make a bib file, search for BibTeX citations, and added the citation, the BibTeX citation, to the .bib file. We're done until here. Now we are supposed to use \cite in the text. Okay, and lastly, we have to add references somewhere, and generally at the end of the document, people like to use references, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So all you're supposed to do is go to wherever you want to cite this. So my first subsection talks about something from the paper. Now it is in the system, by the way. So you see my references. You've already copy pasted it. All you're supposed to do in this BibTeX citation is you have to look at the article. So this is the article sort of keyword for referencing. This is the title of the article. This is the author, journal, and the year. Okay, you can add more things as you want. So just add this keyword, copy this keyword and go to the main text file and then use \cite, cite. Okay, and then it will, it will pop up things for you. So we want to cite Marcus and we want to, just stop it, full stop, and then let's see what happens first. And then we will, try to ameliorate the problem. So my subsection 1.1 talks about something from the paper worked. And the reason why you have these question mark is that you have cited it, but you have to add the references somewhere. And for adding the references somewhere, you have to do the last part, which is right before the end of the document, add \bibliography style. It can be plain, it can be IEEE, blah, blah, blah. There are different ways of styling the bibliography, but you have to import the file to the main document. And for importing the file to the main document, you have to write \bibliography and write the name of the file, excluding .bib. Okay, so let's start with \bibliography. Okay, and then write the name of the file. So what was the name of the file? It was my reference, or a better ways to avoid mistakes. Just do rename, copy the name, and then paste it here. Okay, and when you do that, something will happen. Let's see what will happen. Okay, and okay, it did not come. I think we are supposed to add. Yeah, so there are some undefined references. We will see what happened to that. And let's add bibliography style as well. Bibliography style, which is plain. Okay, someone texted. Oh yeah, thank you, Pablo. If y'all can fill the feedback form, it will help us organize the workshops next time as well. Oh, it should be before the bibliography. So bibliography style should be before the bibliography, referencing the bibliography file. I hope it works this time, but it has not. And I think the reason is using use package hyperref. I'm just guessing here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, doesn't work, or does it work? Oh yeah, okay, cool. Maybe it is not needed. Let's see. I did not look at that. So okay, yeah, you do not need a package. You just need to add. You just need to add the \bibliography style and \bibliography. Okay. One more thing I forgot to mention is the placement of these figures. These figures can be placed at multiple locations. So for the figures, if you want to place it on the top or the bottom, there are different keywords for it. And after \begin figure, if you do H, I forgot what is H, but B is for bottom, T is for top, P is for, I don't know what is P for, but if you do like this, you can do just B, T, you can just do T, where it will only place it on the top. Okay, so it's now placing it on the top. You can do it on the bottom as well. So these are keywords that you will use. If you want to place it exactly where it appears in the text, okay, if you want to place it exactly where it appears in the text, there you have to use a package called use package float. Okay, and then all you're supposed to do is wherever you go, if you use that float package, wherever, okay, here's the figure, all you're supposed to use is capital H. Okay, that capital H will place it exactly where it appears in the text. Okay, so as you can see, it appears here. It appears after error sort of line, so it is there. Okay, so that's those are bells and whistles, and I think you will learn along the way. This is a very introductory class, so I want you all to definitely try referencing. It's a very crucial thing. So all you're supposed to do is make a .bib file, then search for BibTeX citations, and then add BibTeX to the bib file, and use \cite to have it in the text. But to upload the .bib file, or to connect the .bib file to your main file, you have to use \bibliography. And just, there can be different styles of bibliography. People use IEEE, or you can have different types of a bibliography style. So that's how the referencing works. Any questions? We're almost there, guys. So just, bear with me. Any questions? No? Okay, let's, resolving the issues. I think we are almost there. For resolving the issues, check logs and outputs regularly. And as Evan said, Google is your friend. Google as much as you can. And the best website to look forward to is stackexchange.com. Okay. For example, I have some undefined control sequence, and that will be shown up as error. Okay. And then if I click on this and I expand, okay, there is the control sequence at the end, or blah blah blah. If you do not understand something, just copy it and paste it in the thing, and it says undefined control sequence. So you'll get somewhere. So you'll see similar text, and then you go to text stack exchange. It will talk about how bad the symbol was, or someone has answered you need to add this package. So people actually answer. So if you have something which has not been answered, you can put your question. But generally, most of the things that you'll come across, someone has answered it. So the only thing is to look somewhere, and yeah, that's the thing. But check logs and outputs regularly, so that you don't run into an error which is irrecoverable. Okay. Last, I think we are good on the introduction part. And now, if you want to learn LaTeX, the fastest way for you would be to, I will share the presentations. So first thing is print out the cheat sheets. Second is to promise to yourself that you will not use Word. I know things are very easy. You will be tempted because, it's just typing, right? But if you really want to learn LaTeX, you have to promise to yourself that you want to use LaTeX, okay? And initially, it will be really tough because you have to, learn how it is written. But with time, it will become very easy for you. I can attest that. Okay, so just it's a process, and just be a part of the process. And if you have any questions, feel free to Google or ask around. There will be people around you who might be using LaTeX, or just email me at mashadab@utexas.edu. Okay, and now I would like you to fill that feedback form which Pablo has shared in the chat. So it will be really nice if you can fill out that feedback form. I'll give you 2-3 minutes to fill that out. Let me stop screen sharing so that we can be more open. Okay.